Hello guys, welcome to Tech with Amrut. So in previous lecture we have discussed about statements and how we can use the multiple conditions like if else and multiple else if conditions inside that, and we have seen some of our interview questions also here. And apart from that we have also saw the examples for switch statement, how we can like write the switch statement, and what break works, and if we are not using the break what will happen, like it will print all the conditions and all. And we have also seen the real-time examples like for API how we can use that one. And switch group condition we have seen, so where we are writing a multiple case and writing one break inside that one. So those are all the things we have seen, and some of the interview questions also we have seen for the same. And also we have seen how we can take the user input. So we can take the user input from the prompt, and this is basically a web version and we can't use this one here. So for using this prompt here inside our IDE, we can use this read file sync. So where we can take the input, and post that we need to enter the control D in order to exit and done with our input. If we are done with our input, we need to do the control D and it will come give the output. So these are the examples what we have seen. And also today we are going to discuss about a loop concept. So here we'll understand the what are loops and why we are using the loops, and what are different type of loops we have. Those all the things we are going to see in. And also we'll see the cover the array part as well. So looper basically means it will be used to do the task multiple times, and simple task if you are that will be having a repetitive things. So same task we are doing for repeatedly, then we are going to go with the loops. And inside loops we have a for loop, while loop, and do while loop. For loop is basically used when you know the how many times you want to repeat your iteration. So then we are going with a for loop, and you have the condition, and based on that you will execute the while loop. And you here you will not be having the knowing the fixed iteration part is not there. So then you will go with a do while loop. And what is sorry while loop, and what is do while loop? Do while loop is basically similar to the while loop, but here if you want to execute your code, or if you want to perform some action for at least one time, once before it check the condition, then we are going with a do while loop. So this is the basic three loops what we are using. Know the count, then it will be for loop. If you are having the condition and then you are not aware of how many times it should repeat, then we are going with the while loop. And run at least once, then we are going with the do while loop. Run at least once before checking condition. So if I take an example of for loop, so there this is our for loop. What all things it will be involved here? So here basically this is a initialization what we are doing, and then we are checking the condition. If I is less than 10 or less than greater than 10 or less than or equal to or something, so this condition we are verifying, and then we are doing the updation or increment or decrement, anything. It will not be only increment, we can also do the decrement as well. Okay, so let us jump on the examples and we'll see how we are going to do. So basically loops, why the loops came in picture. So if you want to print the 1 to 10, how many times you are going to write the console.log? How many times you are going to print this? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 times you are writing the console.log, and then you are getting the output from 1 to 10. So what if you can avoid this one and you can go with the for loop? See guys, for loop you can, instead of writing it multiple times, you can go with a for loop. Here we are defining the initialization we are doing. Let I is equal to 1. 1 you can take, 0 you can take, anything you can take. From where till what is your condition? I should be less than or equal to 10. It will start from 1 and it will go till equal to 10, and then at each iteration it will do the increment. First it will come here and it will print the 1, and then condition satisfies, and then I will like I plus plus it will be done, and then I value will be 2, and then that I value will be printed. And after that again I plus plus, which will make I is equal to 3, and then it will print, and then again I plus plus, like this it will condition will go and it will print. So if I run this example now, so you can see the same output 1 to 10, but we are not writing 10 times. We are making it as smarter with this one console log, and for loop we are using from is equal to 1. How many times I need to repeat? Till that condition I is equal to less than or equal to 10. What if I is 11 here? I is 11 means I is not less than or equal to 10. Then this condition fails and it will not come in that condition. Whatever execution part, it will not come inside this for loop and it will get terminated. So this is how the for loop will use. We have already seen the incrementation part and decrementation part, how it will be get incremented and all. So this is one example for that, just to remind you guys. So we have seen this increment part and all. So if you want to watch the earlier video, go and watch regarding this increment and decrement part. We have covered in detail over there. Okay, a is equal to 10 now, and a plus a means what it will do. Basically it will first increment and then it will add it to the b. So this is the meaning of this plus a. So what will be the value of b now? B value will be 11. And what about a? A value will be also 11. Let us see. So a value is 11 and b value is also 11 because it is a pre-increment, not the post increment. What if this is a post increment? Then b value will be still 10 itself, 10 only. Okay, b value will be 10 and a value will be 11. Okay, and we can see the one more for loop here. We can see the one more example for this for loop. Okay guys, so here what we are going to do, we are just trying to print from 0 to till the sum is less than 10. It's not less than or equal to, guys, it is less than 10. So from 0 it will start and till 9 it will go, and it will try to print from 0 to 9. And how many times it is repeating? It is repeating for 10 times. Okay, 10 iteration, but printing the value from 0 to 9. So there are 10 iteration and printing the value from 0 to 9. Let us see, guys. 0 to 9 it is printing. So this is about a for loop. With one more example we will take. So here what we are doing, we are printing till 10. So then here iteration will be 11. Here the iteration will be 11 and it is printing the value from 0 to 10. See guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 times it has printed here. But if I check for this one, 0 to 10, but iteration will be 11. Okay. This example also same thing. Here what we are doing, 1 to 10. So we are doing the again 10 iteration. So this example we have already seen. Okay. Let us go to part 2 of this one. So here, what do you think, guys? Can we write like this? So this is one of an interview question which is asked in the Infosys, guys. Okay, can we write this one? Is it possible to write underscore and 1? Yes guys, it is possible. Okay, so it's nothing but we can declare the means variable conditions. We have already seen how we are writing the variables. Okay, how we are going to write the identifier rules and variables rules and all we have seen. Okay, and literal how we are going to write and all. So we have seen the how we are going to write the identifier rules. So is it possible to write with a underscore or semicolon or caps letter and all? So these all the conditions and also we have discussed earlier. So this is possible to write the with underscore and then number. So this is also possible. Let us print this one and see. Stelling minus underscore 1 is not defined. It's defined, right? Let me save. I guess it is not saved. Yeah. So see guys, so it has started from 0 until 9 it is getting printed. Okay. So second one, are we going, what happened to this one now? So 0 is there This is also one of the interview question, guys. Okay, 0, Amrut is 0. Okay, and now we are checking the condition if Amrut is greater than 1 or not. Amrut is greater than 1? No, then it will not go inside the loop. It will not go inside the loop. What happened to this one? Now I'll save this. So it won't go inside the loop. So it won't print the any value. Okay. So if this condition doesn't satisfy, it won't go inside that one. And that increment part is, forgot about the increment part because it is not going inside. So if it goes inside, then 0 will become 1. 1 will become 2. Then 2 will be greater than or equal to 1. But first condition itself is failing, then it won't go inside and increment will not happen. Okay. And what happened to this one? Here we are not writing the condition itself. So this is also one of the interview question. Here we are not writing a condition and we are telling let Amrut is 0 and condition is not there. Do the increment. What will happen in this case? This is basically a condition like where it is going to the infinite. So it is going to the infinite now. Got it, guys? So where we are not mentioning the condition, so it will go to the infinite loop. It will go till infinite. Okay. Let me just comment it out. So it will throw the like that whatever the space it was there, so it got terminated and it will go till infinite and it will get terminated basically. Okay, guys. And for this one, it is telling you invalid regular expression. Missing. Let me just check. Okay. So here, guys, basically, it is let I is equal to 0 and I is less than 10 and I plus plus we are doing. So 0 to 9, the iteration will run. So total 10 iteration. And if I is here inside that we are inside for loop, we are writing the if else condition. If I is greater than 9, then only we will print the I is greater than 9, else it will print the I is less than 9. So if I run this code, till how many times it should write the I is greater than 9? So not single time it will go inside this one, because 0 to 9 it will go, and after that 9 it will check if 9 is greater than 9, no, else condition will get executed. So all the 9 times we will see the I is less than 9. It is not saved, I guess. One second. Okay, it is printing for 9 times, 10 times, 3, 3, 3 and 1. 10 times it is printing, and all the 10 times it is printing this I is less than. So if I make the condition equal to 9, then what happens? It will print the I is greater than 9 for one time, because 9 is equal to 9, then this will get printed. So now we will see the while loop, guys. So basically, like, what you feel like if whatever this for loop is there, okay, similar to while loop. Let me just show you guys. Okay, let me just show this. So here basically we are doing the initialization, and then we are doing the condition and I plus plus. So same thing what we are doing, let I is equal to 0, initialization we are doing outside the that loop condition, and condition we are maintaining inside the while loop, and I plus plus we are doing the inside this one. So what happens if I write this condition outside the for loop? What happens if we write this condition outside the for loop? Will this work, guys? What do you think? Will this work? See, so it will work basically, because we are writing the condition outside, but condition is getting satisfied, means it will work. So we are doing the initialization, and then we are writing the condition, and then we are doing the increment. What will happen if I write this increment here, guys? What happens if I write like this? It will work. So same thing we are doing here. Okay. So this for it basically take the three things inside it with a semicolon. Okay, and we are good to go with this one also. Same thing we are doing inside the while loop also. Okay, so while loop we are doing the condition, we are writing outside the initialization, we are doing outside the while, and inside the while loop we are doing the increment, updation, and initialization, condition, and updation. So this is ICU rule. First we need to do the initialization, let I is equal to 0 and I is less than 10, and then we are doing the increment. So same for this also, guys. 0 to 9 it is printing. Same. Okay. So what happens if we are doing the that condition one, I will tell you because here we are taking the how many times it need to be repeat, that we are condition we are maintaining. What if we are not aware of condition, that also we will see. Okay, this is also same example, attempts number we are doing and how many times it is getting printed. So instead of I we are use the attempts here. This is also same. So this is also like Modi 1 less than or equal to 15, how many times it will get printed. So it will get printed from 1 to 15 and each time iteration incrementation it is done. Okay, and we are printing it for 15 times. Same thing we can do for the while versus, we'll see the while versus for loop here, how it will work and all. So age is 7. This is the example I told. Condition we are writing, we are making it as true only all the time, and I am not sure like how many times I need to repeat this one. But if age is greater than 10, then break this statement. So what I am doing, 7, from 7 I'm just going inside without checking the condition, and we are checking the condition inside the if block, and you are asking like if age is greater than 10, then break that one. If not, then console log and print the age. So till 10 it will print. So the age number will become age literal will become 10, means that variable value will become 10, and once it will get 11. So 11 is greater than, is this true? 11 is greater than 10. Is this true? Yeah, it's true. Then it will break the condition. Okay, so here the age value will be, what if I tell console.log of age, what is the value of age we'll get here? What will be the value of age here we'll get? Age value will be 11, guys. Okay, it's not saved. Age value will be 11. Okay, but it is getting terminated at the 10 only, because once this age, means it will get terminated at 10, and it is not printing this age here, because here only it is getting break. We'll see the do while loop. Do while loop is basically similar to while loop. So do while loop is big sister of while loop. Okay, so it is a big sister. So here we have seen this start at the initialization is 0 and check before every run condition it will check, and then it will do the increment and that execution part it will do. Okay, this we have seen while loop. What about do while loop? We are retrying a flaky action at least once and will always execute at least one time. Okay, guys, so this is an example for do while loop. Okay, so here first it will start retry and it won't check any condition, it will execute this do conditions whatever it is having inside that. So this expression will get executed. So here we have a console.log and all, and post that it will do the retry plus plus, which means 0 to 1 it will go, and once the plus is done, then it will check this while loop. If 1 is equal to 1 is less than 3, then it will execute. Let us see. So it is checking, and then it is getting increased to execute code again one more time, and it will retry number 1, and if it is true, then again it will go and it will check for 2. If it is less than 3, then it will again print this value, and once the value will become 3, it won't execute this condition. So I told, instead of the condition is true or false, the do while loop will get execute at least 1. So we'll see that as well. So is 1 is greater than 3? No, right? So I'll just make this condition to false, and I will execute. See, so irrespective of the condition, the do while loop will get execute at least 1 time. So condition is false, then also it is executing this do conditions, and after that it is checking the do whatever the expression are there inside that loop. So it is executing that, and post that it is checking the condition. Okay, so this is about a do while loop. And what is the difference between do while loop and while loop? So this we have already seen. We'll understand with our example as well. Okay, so here the while loop, if a is equal to 10, and it will check that a condition, a is less than 10, no, right? Then it will not execute. A is less than 10, no, so it will not execute. But what about this one? Do loop, it will execute at least 1 time. Okay, even though the condition is false. So this is the difference between do while loop and while loop. So if I execute now, so you can see, guys, so this console, this 10 got executed, and it didn't came inside also. For differentiation part, I'm just writing do while. Okay, and if I execute this condition again, so you can see do while 10. So here the condition is false, so it won't go inside the while loop. But even though the condition is false, the do loop will get execute, and then it will check the while condition. Okay, so this is the difference between the do while loop and while loop. So next we have a nested for loop, so which is for loop inside a for loop. Okay, for loop inside the one more for loop, it is called as a nested for loop. So how we are checking this condition? Okay, we will see that one. So you will check i's initialization is 0, and I condition is less than 3. Then if I is less than 3, then it will come inside, and then initialization part of the j, and it will check the condition j is less than 3 or not, then it will execute whatever code inside the for loop. Okay, what if the condition only satisfy for 1 time? Okay, so first it will check and it will execute. So let us see. First time it got executed, it will come only 1 time inside, and for all the I is equal to 0, it is checking for j value. J loop is repeating for 3 times. So I is 0, but j is 0. I is 0 and j is 1. And when I is 0, then also j is 2. So basically this for loop, whatever it is there, outer for loop is getting executed. Outer for loop execute 1 time for first. Okay, and here whatever inside it is there, inner for loop execute 3 times for this example. Okay, so only 1 time I it is coming inside, and then for j it is repeating for 3 times, and its value is getting increased. So this is how the nested for loop will work. Okay, the next concept we have a array, guys. So we have discussed about this one. Let us see 1 or 2 examples here. Okay, so we have different things in for loop. We'll discuss in upcoming session. So we'll see those things in our array session also. So for each we have, and for loop, and with a for loop of matrix and all those things we will see in our upcoming lecture. But just understand what is the for loop and for loop, for each loop, sorry, for inside that for loop, which is nested for loop, understand these conditions, and post that we'll see the other conditions also. Okay, so now currently these are the some of our interview questions. So which loop is guaranteed to execute its body at least one times? As we discussed, do while loop will get execute even when the condition is false. What is the output of this one? What will be the output, guys? So for initialization is done, I is equal to 0 and I should be less than 3, and then it will print the I. So I will be basically 0, 1 and 2. So this is the output, guys. What is the output of this while loop? Let I is equal to 0 and while I should repeat until 4, means 0 to 4 it should repeat, and at the end of the statement we are printing the console.log of I. So what will be the value of I, guys? So 0 to 4 it will get increase, but our I value will be 5, guys. Our I value is 5. How means? So it will check that first 0 and then until 4 it will run. So if this condition is satisfied until 4 is less than 5, then it will come inside and I plus plus it will do, 4 value will get increased to 5, and then finally it will print the console.log. So let me just execute and show you guys. Okay, let me just comment it out. So if I print this one now, I will get the value of 5. Okay, because it will check the condition till 4 is less than 5, and post that it will do the I plus plus, which makes the I value is equal to 5. Okay, hope you guys understood this one. And here it will print the, finally it will print I is 5 and it will print the 5. This is about that example. Okay, and what is the output of this one? I is 10, do while we are doing, and 10 is less than 5, no, but what it will print? It prints the 10 because initially the value, whatever the do loop is there, do loop will get executed at least one time. So console.log of I, it will print the 10. What is the output of this one? Let count is 0 for let I, we are initializing it with a 5. So this 5 will repeat at least one time or not? 5 will repeat or not here? So this for loop will get executed or not one time? No, guys, because 5 is not less than 5. So this for loop will not get executed and count plus will not be done. So the console.log of count, so count is now 0, so it will print the 0. Okay, guys, so this is about the loop concept. So we have discussed a for loop, while loop and do while loop, and what is the difference between for loop and do while loop when we are going to use and all. So we have seen that as well. Now let's try to understand what is array and functions, guys. So arrays are basically it's a collections of values, ordered collection of values, and in JavaScript arrays are dynamic and can hold the mixed types. So if you guys can compare with our array of Java, so array concept in Java, it will store the homogeneous kind of data, okay, but in JavaScript array can hold the mixed types, and it is a dynamic in nature. Okay, and an ordered and zero index, so it will start from the index of 0. Okay, and it is an ordered, so if you go from plus sign, so it will be like 0, 1 and 2. Okay, and if you come in a reverse direction, then this whatever the last element is there, that will be considered as the index of -1. If you are coming in negative, positive is 0, 1, 2. So if you are coming in with a negative index, then last element will become a -1 and -2, -3, so on like that. Okay, so how we are doing the initialization and declaration part of this array in JavaScript, that we are going to understand today. So here we can do the initialization like this, so which is undefined, and this not defined, it's a basically of type of object, and it is arrays of type of arrays type will be object, and we will check if the array is array or not, like actually the array is present or not. So then we'll use this arrays dot is array to check that whether it is an array or not. Okay, so that we are using, and this is the example how we are initializing this one. Constant browser is equal to Chrome browser, Firefox browser, and WebKit. Like this we are doing the initialization as well. So declaration constant browsers is equal to list of array that we are doing, and if you want to access the first index, first element, then browsers of 0 will do, and then we'll get the Chrome. And if I want to get the last index, then we'll do the browsers dot at -1, then we'll get the WebKit. And then we'll have this browsers dot length in order to find the array's length. So similar to the Java, whatever we are using that length, same method we'll use, and in order to get the length of that array. Now we'll see the some of examples. First example, so we'll see this let fruit, so is equal to, so nothing will be there, empty will be there. Okay, and if I print this one now, if I print, nothing will get printed, guys, empty basically. If I'm doing fruit, let me just comment it out. It will print the empty array. Okay, and this type of fruit will be object, as we have discussed. Okay, so array type will be always object. Let me just comment uncomment. So here we have a list of browsers, array of browsers. Okay, so if we want to get the first element, then we are using this one. Last, it will -1 will be the last index element. If you want to fetch the last index element, this will be our first index element. And what happens if you are doing the browsers of minus? So if you want to get the last element, then we need to use this at, guys. So if you are going with the negative index and all, then you need to prefer the browsers dot at. So this is mandatory. If you are going directly like -1 inside that array, like how we had defined it here, browsers of -1, then you will get the undefined, because before this we don't have any value. This is a 0 index, it will be considered. Chrome is a 0th index, and we don't have here another index, so this is not defined. Then we will get the undefined for this one, and this will be our length. What is the length? So length will be counted 1, 2, 3, 4. In order to count the length, first it will be arrays index will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, but length for that the counting will start from 1, 2, 3, 4. So here the length will be 4. Okay, let me just print it. First will be object, second this is Chrome, what we are getting here, Chrome, and browser at -1, then Safari will come, browser at 0, then we will get the Chrome first index, length will be 4, and if your browsers of minus or something if you are using, then negative will come as a undefined, because array will start from the 0. And if you want to use the negative value, then you need to use the at. So it will take the last element -1, it will start from the -1, -2, -3, -4, like that it will go. Okay, so if I am doing the -4, then I will get the Chrome option here. Okay, then I will get the Chrome option. So if I am doing the, no, this one is Chrome option. Okay, so if I am doing the -5, then I will get the undefined, because that value is not there, undefined. Okay, so this is how we can fetch the element from the array. Okay, so next example, so this is what we have seen already. So it is basically from the 0 to 3 index is a 0, 1, 2, 3. But if I am trying to fetch the fourth index, then it will throw the undefined. And this is also similar thing. So let's test result. This is basically how we can initialize that one. So we can, as I told, this is a mix of the, it's a dynamic in nature. Arrays in JavaScript is dynamic, and it can store the different types of different elements with a different data types. Okay, so if I try to print this one now, okay, I will be able to print because array is in dynamic nature. Okay, let us see the value. Okay, first one is undefined, it's fine. 4 will be this one, length of this one, and this is undefined. And see guys, so it can print all the values, and even though it is a null or something, so it will print that null at the third index. 0, 1, 2, 3, third index, null is there, so it will print the null. Okay, so this is about the one more example what we are seeing, and how we can do the array creation part, how we are creating the array. So we can create array. First way is adding the direct literals, and preferred way is this one, array literal. So we are initializing this one, browsers is equal to array of Chrome, Firefox and Safari. So this is one way of creating array. Second way is basically we will define the what is the length. So in initialization state, in declaration state itself, we are doing the what is the length of that array that we are adding, 3 or 4, and based on that we are doing the let. This is a one more value initialization way. So we are doing that one initialization, and then so this is one more declaration way, and here also we are doing the declaration, but here we are storing the values also parallelly. So this is similar to this one, this is similar to this one, and the most preferred way is this one only. So here we are storing the 1, 2, 3 value, here we are just giving the length, what will be the length. Okay, and this is one more way that same to that similar to the above one. So arrays of, this is also one more way. So what we are doing, test array of we are doing, and array of, with that we are storing these all the values, and it will print the length of this test 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me just print it. 4 it is giving, so it is printing this all the things. And if I just remove this one, so we will get the all the value 10, 100, 200, 300, 400. Okay, and this is also one thing, array from. So if I try to print this one, array from, so this is array of which will add those values. This one is arrays from. So if I print this one, not the test one, so it will split this string into characters. Array dot from will split the string into characters, and it will store in a chars. Okay, so this is a one more way. So how we are in Java, we have a, for this we have a string, from that string dot to char array, we have something like this, to char array. So it will basically string to convert the string to array, but here we have a array from, so that string value will get converted to array. Okay guys, one more example we can see, arrays, how we can access that one. So this already we have seen. So we can use the at in order to get the minus values, and if you want to get the positive and negative value, so you can also use this one at, so where you can pass the 0 or 1, and also we can pass the -1, so it will come from -1, -2, -3 is there, and -4 is undefined. So if I print this one, let me save it. First it will be pass 0, 1, 2, pass, fail, skip, it is done. Okay, and then we have a -1, -2, -3, -4. skip, fail, pass and undefined, skip, fail, pass and undefined. So till this is done, it is done. And then we have a 0 and 1, which is 0 is pass and 2 is skip. Pass and skip it is coming, and here we are printing the, we are modifying it basically. How we can modify the value? So this is our first value, status 1. Status 1 is fail. So instead of fail, we are replacing it with a blocked. So this fail will get replaced with a block at the first index, and then we are printing the statuses array. Then we will see this pass, blocked and skip. Before that, what is the status? Before this, okay, before this will be the pass, fail, skip, but after updating it, it becomes pass, blocked and skip. Okay, and this is the length, simple thing, how we can count the length 1, 2 and 3. 3 is getting printed. How we can add and remove? So for adding and removing, so we have a different like methods for that. So if I have this array, okay guys, I have this array 1, 2, 3, and it will print this one. And then what I will do, I will add to the end. How we can add the element at the end of the index of the array? So that can be done by the method push. Push will add at the end of the element. So now the value will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if I can just comment this one, let me show it. Okay, so here it will be 1, 2, 3, and I am adding one more value, that is 4. It will get added at the end of the array. So if I print now, first it will be 1, 2, 3, and then it will become 1, 2, 3, 4. And what if we are doing the unshift? Unshift will basically add at the starting. So push will add the value at the end of the element, end of the array index, and unshift will add at the beginning, means it will start at the 0th index. So 0th index unshift we are doing, and if I add that one, so it will add to the start. Okay, so this will basically add 0 at the start, unshift will add the value at the beginning, push will add the value at the end, and here whatever 4 or 0 we are passing, so this will get passed at the first index and last index based on the push and unshift. Unshift will add at the start, push will add at the end. And if I print this one now, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 because of push, and again it will become 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, because 0 is getting added at the initial step, first index. And how to remove? Now we have seen the how to add at the beginning and at the end. Now we will see how to remove at the end. For removing at the end, we have a value, we have a method called as pop. Pop will basically remove the value at the end. See, 4 got removed, and it is became now 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. First this will be the our previous one, so it becomes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now from that we are removing the last value, that is 4 is removed, and we will get the 0, 1, 2, 3. How to remove at the starting? So we have a, like unshift, we have a shift. Shift will remove the from the starting, unshift will add from the starting. So this you remember, unshift will add, shift will remove from the initial, from the first index. Okay, this is the basic example, and let me just remove and show it to you. So it removed the initial one, initial index. Okay, how we can remove from the middle? How we can remove from the middle? So if I remove from the first index or second index or third index, how we can remove that one? For that we have a method called as splice. Splice will basically, it will tell that from which index I need to start. So here I am telling it 1 first index I want to remove, but how many, until how many I need to remove, how many number of element I need to remove, that is 1. How we are going to remove from the middle? So if I want to remove from the first index, 1 first index is this one, 2 is the first index, and then I want to remove one element, so it will remove the 2 and 1 element, and post that it will print the this 1 comma 3 it will print. Okay, so this is done, and now we will see how to add and remove, both how we can do adding and removing. So now we have a 1 and 3. So now I want to add, so if I want to add to the middle at the index of third one, so if I want to add start the index, so I want to remove it from the 0 1 2, so instead of 2 I'll just do 1. Okay, first index I want to remove, and then number of element I want to remove is 1, and then element to add is a 5. So instead of 3 I will remove and 5 I will add. So this is the basic definition. So first will be index, how many elements you want to remove, and then add the element. Okay, now if I print this one, so you will see instead of 3 we are getting the 5. Okay, so this is a adding and removing and adding basically. Okay, now we will see add more than one element, how we can add the more than one element. So same thing, start with the index, which index I need to start, and number of element I want to remove, and then element to add. So how many elements I need to add? I need to add the 6 and 7. Okay, I will remove from this above 1 and 3, 1 and 5. So if 5 is my first index, and then after that I need to remove 2. So it will remove if it is there or not. So it will remove from that index. It will try to remove 2. If the element is there, it will remove. If element is not there, it won't remove. Okay, and then it will add the 6 and 7. Okay, this is the meaning of that. And what about the negative index? If I have a negative value, okay, so splice -1, so -1th index, not 0 also, -1, and from there we are asking to remove first element, one element, and then add 2 and 4. -1 is not there. Okay, -1 index is not there, and it is not removing anything. So -1 index, as I already discussed, like -1 will be considered as a from last to first index, it will be considered as a -1, -2, -3, as we have already discussed. So splice will basically take negative index as a last, from last it will count, and from there it will remove one element, and then it will add the 2 and 4. What if I am telling 0? What if I am telling 0? -1, 0, don't remove anything, and then add 2 and 4. Okay, if I am doing this one, so from this 1, 6 and 7, so it is from the -1th index, means here it's adding, it's not removing anything, and simply adding the 2 and 4. Okay, what if I'm doing the -1 here? That also we'll see. Okay, it won't remove basically, and it will try to add that value. So this is the basic one. Okay, now we'll see some of real examples. So let browser is equal to, so this we are doing, and this browser dot length, we are doing it for checking the length of that. Okay, how we can get the length of that one? So it's easy one. And pop will basically remove the browser first last value, pop will remove the last, and shift will remove the from the first one. Okay, let me just print this one. Just remove. Length will be 5, and browser, so it is printing the browser value. Pop is basically removing the edge, so edge is removed here, and what we are doing, removed value we are storing inside this, so that value will be edge. What is the removed value? That removed value is edge. Okay, so same for this one also, we'll see. For shift condition, shift is basically remove at the beginning. Okay, what is the added item, we'll see that one. Okay, 5, and after removing this one, our browser will become, Chrome is removed because of shift, it will remove the first index. So it removed first index element, and then this is our array now. And what is the removed element? That is Chrome. Okay, we have seen that as well. Now we will see how this iteration is done on the array. So browser.length will decide the length. I is less than or equal to 3. I will be less than or equal to, now browser length will be become, after this removing this one, okay, 5. From that 5 we are removing 2 values, then length will become 3, and this will loop will iterate for 3 times. Firefox, Safari and Opera, means 0, 1, 2. For 3 it will not execute, so it will come for first time. 0th index will be Firefox, first index will be Safari, Opera will be the third index, and if it is matching with Opera, then we are printing the Opera doesn't support the automation. So hope you are aware, guys, like Opera now onwards, like it is not supporting the for automation, so they are removed that one. So Opera is not supporting, and it's very difficult to do the automation on this Opera. Okay, and search, array searching, how we are doing the searching. So we will use the index of will return the first index. Okay, and if it is there, it will return the index. If it is not there, then it will return the -1. So for error, so our result dot index of error, so it will return the first index, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. So it is at the index of 3, and here pass index will be first index, that is 0, and here the index of last index. So this last index of will basically take the last index, so 0, 1, 2. 2 will be the last index here, and skip last index will be, skip is not there, last index of, then it will throw the -1. Okay, let me just print this, 3, 0, 2 and -1. If the index found, then it will be returning the index. If it is not there, then it will throw the error -1. And we have seen the index of also, and now we'll see the some of our interview questions. So where basically we are taking this example of last numbers. For iterating, we will use the arrow function. So this is arrow function, guys, arrow function. So x arrow, x is greater than 2, then our result will be printed. So nums of find, this find will basically find the first element in the condition. If it is true, if condition is true, then it will find the first element. So in this case, what will be the output, guys? Which is the greater than 2? Is 1 is greater than 2? No, it will not take. 2 is greater than 1? 2? No. 333 is greater than 1? Greater than 2? Yes. So it will take the first element. So if I print now, let me just save it. 333, it will get printed. Okay, because it will find will return the first index. Okay, first, not index, first value, first element after the condition is satisfied, which is the first value or element that will get printed. And if I want to check the that element index, so this is 33, and nums, we are doing the find index of x arrow. So you can use anything here, not only x, y, or any name or something you can use. Okay, so I can use the Amrut also here. Okay, there is no harm in that, just an arrow function. And if this condition like true, if condition is true, then it will return the index of that element. 333, 0, 1, 2. 2 will be get returned. And what is the last index here? So you will come in a reverse way. So if this condition satisfied, so what will be the last index? Find last will basically return the last one. Why it is throwing error? Last element. it is defined. Okay, so find last will basically check the if this condition satisfied. From the last it will take that value, so this will be the last. And do we have find last index? So if I take this last index, then it will be a print the index 0 1 2 3 4, fourth index will get printed. Okay, so this is about the find last, find index, find first. So these are the basically we use it for the finding or searching the values. Okay, and these are the different types of for like iteration, like how we can do the array iteration here using a for loop. So we can use a I is equal to 0 and I less than means that condition we are writing test dot length. This is a one way which we have already seen. This is the common way, and this is most preferred way also. Most preferred way. Okay, and here we have a cleanest for a while loop values. Okay, so test of tests we are doing. So here inside this one test of tests, what we are doing, so this will basically take this value. Okay, so this will basically take this value tests whatever we have array, and from that we are getting one by one test. Okay, so let test of tests, so from this array we are getting one by one. So this is the meaning of that. If I just comment out this one, for this one login checkout, and this one is coming, and second one more for loop which we are using is test of tests, basically one variable that of array, that means. Okay, so this we have seen, and we have one more is for each loop. For each loop guys, so this is tests of dot for each we are using. Tests means that array dot for each of test comma index, so it will check one by one index and it will print this by index and tests. We can print by index and test also. Okay, so we are printing with a 0 and then, so here this same way we can do it here also guys, there is no harm in that. Okay, I comma tests we are doing. So if I print this one now, here also you can see 0 1 2 3 0 1 2 3, like that also we can print. Okay, and these JavaScript guys are like crazy guys, like they are doing the multiple things for loop itself. They are created these many methods. Okay, these many functions they are created. See, like we have a entries also. Let I comma test of tests. So like how we are doing the test of tests we are doing. So same thing we are doing with the I comma test of tests dot entries, and from that I comma test we are doing. So this is also same way. Okay, how we have printed here. So same way we can use the entries also. Test dot entries and I comma test we can do. This is index one for each loop, and this is one more thing, index comma value, index plus value. And last one we have, that one is we can do the in also. Let student in, like of let student of tests we are doing, right? Students we are doing, right? Similar way we can use the, this will basically take the index from this one 0 1 2 3, like that it will take the index, and from that we are doing the student comma students of, this is basically index of students. So this is basically student is the index of students, 0 1 2 3 it will come, and post that it will print that one. So we can use the let student in, let student of if you are using, then it will fetch the one by one element. In if you are using index it will come. So if I print this one now, so it will print the take the index and then that value students of that index we are doing. So like this way we can have the our different types of array like iteration we can figure out like with using the for loop. That's it for today's guys. So we will see the next, like we have a different concept like arrays and functions we have. So we'll see in our upcoming lecture how we can create the functions and how we can do the iteration in that one, and how we can create different type of functions and all. So we'll see that one. And here one more thing is like sorting also we have. So like for the sorting, if I can take an example, simple example here. So we can use the arrays.sort in order to sort this one. So if I'm writing 20, 10, 0, okay. So if I'm doing this one, and if I try to print this now, so we'll get as not length 10, 20, 30, 0 it will come. So if I use the dot sort method here, so it will sort basically from 0, 10, 20, 30 like this. So these are the example guys, how we can do the sorting, and we have seen the how we can create the array, how we can access that array, how we can modify or removing the array, and how we can do the real example and searching kind of things, interview questions we have seen, and how we can do the iteration for the array. So that's it for the today's class guys. And in upcoming lecture we'll see the how we can create the functions and what are different functions we have. All those things we'll see in our next upcoming lecture. So till there, see you guys, keep learning, and do subscribe guys, and like if you like the videos, hit the like button as well. Thank you guys, bye bye.